Okay, so my name is Stefan and
And I'm Jake,
and we worked on a project called Free Parking. So we're going to touch on four things in this presentation. Vision, which is kind of how we thought of this project. And I started when I was in my friend's car and he had a parking pass and we drove to campus. And we got to the parking lot, we couldn't find a parking space, so it's kind of like I have this parking pass but I can't find any parking spots. We're going to go over some of the technicalities, which is how we achieved what we set out to do. Our goals and future implementations, which were things that we wanted to get done, but unfortunately we ran out of time. So our vision, we kind of thought this was a very unique project. We looked at the App Store and Google Play Store and we realized that there's really no applications that set out to do this. There's applications that utilize location services to show nearby stores or restaurants, but there's none that actually take those maps and data and make it meaningful. We also thought this would be very profitable, not only for us, but for universities, because it gives students a reason to buy parking passes. And again, like I said before, the utility and impact that it could have. So now for technicalities, we used a MySQL database. The code was Java because we both felt more comfortable with Java rather than C or C++, something developed on an Apple device. And we also needed to include a variety of APIs and different frameworks to achieve what we wanted to do. So for our database, basically what it consisted of was multiple tables that were representative of different parking lots around campus. So this is just Mandeville A, which is the parking lot that's north of Mandeville. So it's very simple. It has three columns: latitude, longitude, and vacant. Vacant will be either a 1 or a 0, and that represents whether a parking spot is open or not. So then what we need to do with this database is make it meaningful. So what we did was we created a spot class, which basically is a very simple class that holds exactly what the database holds. So it has a latitude, longitude, and integer that would represent if it's vacant or not. And then through this class, we would iterate the results of the query and make the objects that are relevant to what the results were. So you can see here some of the code. This is just initiating the new spots, and this is actually setting what the latitude, and longitude, and vacancy is. So for what we needed to accomplish this, we used Android Studio. It's a very nice application that Android provides you. It has a graphical user interface, which is a little bit easier than using Eclipse and just hard coding it in. And we also used an Android tablet, which Jake will show you later. And then we also needed, we needed to do some sort of image analysis. Since we have this picture of a map, we need to figure out where the open spots are. And we just kind of touched the surface of image analysis. It's a very complex field, and you can actually do some pretty amazing stuff with it. What we actually, ours was very simple, and we kind of thought, okay, if these black lines represent where open parking spots are, then if we can figure out where they are, we can determine where the open spots are. So this algorithm, after it runs, you can see that it'll show a red box and a green box to where the black line starts and ends. So we achieved a little bit in image analysis. And this is our actual application. When you hit Find Nearby Schools, it'll find your location and show you markers where the nearby schools are. You can see two nearby ones are St. Joe's and Drexel. And once you actually click on the pop-up box that comes up, it'll take you to that institute's page. And then once you're at the institute's page, there'll be a drop-down box showing you the available parking lots. And also, at this time, different markers will be placed or on the map showing, and that will be what the results of the database query. So that will show you where the open spots are. And then you can also, if you click the button in the bottom right, it'll actually show you directions to get to where the marker is. And also, if you're unsure of what parking lot the application is showing you, you can hit Take Me to the Lot, and it'll show you an actual street view of what parking lot it is.
Alright, for my part of the program, I was creating the server and the client side, which was the login page, the create account, and the account information. We decided to go with this just to add more security to the app, so not just anyone can log on to the application and use it. So you'd have to have a username and a password, and also when you create your account, it would ask you for your name and different and different issues. So which I'll present later. So first, for the login page, it has a nice simple look to it. It's just a username and password. Username, you put in your user, you put in your password. If you don't put in the password, it shows a little toast, which is a little dialog box, and it asks you to enter the password. And this is how we connect it to our SQL database. It's just a simple JavaScript program in which we just executed the query, and then after executing it, we just iterated the results, just throw it back as strings. The create account is the create account. Also has just the 4 buttons: register, login, first name, username. If you don't enter anything, it just gives you a warning, fields are vacant. If you enter, if you just enter one field, it'll say the same thing. So. And then for our account information, it just prompts the user to enter their username, and then it searches the SQL data using the same connection that we used before, and it just displays a dialog box, and I'll show you a demo of it right now.
And then for future implementations, I wanted to add that we were working with pseudo data, which was kind of a bummer. If we had more time, we were hoping to actually do something with sensors, which could relay information to the database. Or, again, like we said, image analysis. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get as far as we would have liked to due to time constraints. But we were working with pseudo data, so if this image analysis did run and it did provide some results, that's what we worked with in the database.
Oh, it might be unplugged at the point. The HDMI cord is right there.
This one?
It's not.
Oh no, it's not the HDMI cord. It's the camera.
No.
It's not.
But the camera's not plugged into it.
No, it's not.
It was working earlier.
Basically what we were going to demo, basically going in, clicking the St. Joe's institution will take you to the institution's page, and then after that you select your parking lot and hit show me lot or submit, and it'll take you to the parking lot. And if you're unsure of what parking lot you selected, you can hit street view and it'll show you the street view. And also include the markers on from the database where there's vacant spots. Any questions?